7 with 7 eliminations. Let's get down to Inko. Find him. Not sure about the scores, but we will be jumping with our last match. Top fragger, 727 damage. Alright, so we'll figure out the scores. We will get them to you eventually. Let's go ahead and head into our map now. Let's check in on where we're coming in from. Just to the north of El Azahar, south of Terra Branca, coming across that northwest edge of El Azahar, going across the top of Hacienda del Patron, San Martin, to the north of Power Grid, over the north side of Monte Nuevo, and all the way to that western wall. There is your flight path. Let's go ahead and scroll on in now and checking on the teams that are jumping. We do have Influence Rage over there with Real Gunners straight out of Nepal. They are all right there on top of each other. Going to the north, we have the Sentinels right there with Rival 6 and Oblivion Esports. We do have the Golden Eagles right over here with the Real Gunners Esports almost there. They are all coming down towards this Minas Generalis area. Over towards San Martin, it looks like we've got NABS Esports taking over the entire San Martin area, but we do have Team Liquid over at the Hacienda del Patron area. And so now the Royals of War and the Golden Fire are flying right next to each other. And Inko is already in a vehicle, but they're down here, so we won't spend too much time over here. Wolves and 9 Cyclobot are right on top of each other. And look at our very first zone. Our first zone is all the way to the south. We do have maybe 2 teams in the zone already. And I'm going to come on over to the Royals of War. Almost there in a fight with the Sentinels. Let's see if the Royals of War can... Yeah, they are pulling kind of farther away from the Golden Eagles. So the Golden Eagle, or Golden Fire, are right on down in that dip, and the Royals of War are keeping an eye on where the Golden Fire are moving along. But I think it's Dom. I do not believe Dom had... Oh, they're gonna come up and get that buggy. So now let's get on over to Victax. Victax jumping out to get some of these weapons that are in this house, and the Golden Fire needs to get on their feet and get right on out of there. Now, we did have a fight going off over here between almost there, and now the Sentinels are also in a fight. Let's go up to the Sentinels, figure out straight out of Nepal, not too far away from Nehan as well. So where are the Sentinels? We'll check in on the Sentinels, see what the Sentinels may be doing. And we do have them up here with Oblivion, or almost there. So this is not Oblivion, guys. This is almost there in front of you. I'm not sure if they sat in the wrong seat. I'm not exactly sure, but this is definitely almost there. Asta, and I'm not sure if he's in the wrong seat or not, but he did get knocked. He does get knocked by the Sentinels, and the rest of this team is Oblivion Esports. So let's go. Let's see what else is happening. We do have Sentinel Flow straight out of Nepal. Does find Real Gunners Nehan across that way. We saw that Nehan was on that off angle all by himself by straight out of Nepal, and Wolf was not about to let that one go. So now we do have Flow up on top of that oil tanker. Let's see if he can get any of those angles down onto Oblivion Esports. We do have Reaper right across the way in that 3rd floor. And now we do have the fight going off at that from the beginning. Influence Rage also in the fight. So now we did lose one from the Sentinels, and we do have all 4. Nope, we have not picked him up yet, and it looks like Fi is coming up and around that to get that elimination. He does get that elimination, but now we do have Reaper. You saw that Reaper was up in that third story, so let's see what kind of angle Reaper has down onto Fi. Fi also trying to figure out where these shots are coming from. Alright, Influence Rage now in that fight. Let's get on over to Influence Rage, find out what's happening. Federal getting some of that out of that crate. Let's see, where is Federal compared to the rest of his team? It looks like the rest of his team, let's head on over to Law. Looks like he is over here trying to chase down the player from the Golden Eagles. The Golden Eagles, we did lose Bow, but now we do have Star getting chased down, but Star is taking the rest of Influence Rage right to his team, and now Team Liquid in a fight with Entity Gaming. So now let's get on over to Team Liquid, see what these guys are doing. We got Chief coming up and around, and you can see up in the top of your screen that the rest of Entity are moving away from Chief as he's watching them on their rotation, headed anywhere but towards them. And now let's go back up to that fight with Oblivion and see what else is going on with that way up in the blue. Oh, I do believe that Oblivion is no longer in this match, and we do have a full force. Hello everyone, and happy Sunday night. We are live with the Winter NABS. This is night number 1. We will have finals every Sunday night for the next 11 weeks. So $100 on the line tonight. And they're still loading in, as you can see. So let's get on through these teams. In slot 3, we will have Team Control Star. Slot 4, always on top. Slot 5, just for fun. Slot 6 are the Fearless 4. Slot 7, Nexus Alliance. Slot 8 will be Soren. Slot 9, Space Esports. Slot 10 are the Dark Alliance. Slot 11, the Finest. Slot 12, Equinox. Slot 13, the Golden Fire NA. Slot 14, the Chosen. Slot 15, the Silver Spurs NA. 16, Region 8. 17, Almost There Academy. And 18 are Almost There. So there are your teams competing tonight for the $100. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I think alright, got everything under control, boys. How has everybody's weekend been? I hope you've had a great weekend. We're getting ready to start our first match of 5 tonight. 5 matches. 2 Erangel, 2 Miramar, and a Rondo in the middle. So, did you guys get to watch PMGC? Oh, I actually had tears on my face when Alpha 7 won it. Shout out to Revo to dedicating it to his mom. Oof. That was pretty emotional for me. Anyway, it looks like we're getting ready to start our very first match of tonight. So let's see where we're going to go ahead and head. I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to the map stream so that we can all watch the map together. If you have a team in here, make sure you let me know. And let me go ahead and get that map up there for you guys. Alright, there we go. We're just going to go ahead and jump with Team Control Star Yushin. There we go, there we go, there we go. Make it nice and easy on all of us. Make sure you let me know who you think's gonna be rolling on through with an extra $100 in the pockets. Alright, what am I missing now? I think we got it. I think we got it, boys. I love getting pinged in the middle of everything. Oh. Alright. Let's just checking on some stuff. Some stuff. Alright, here we go. So we're starting off tonight, coming up from that Primorsk area, just to the east out in the bay, headed all the way across the map through the shooting range to that western side of Severny and out into the water. We're going to be going over the Korigeka ruins, Mount Everest, the Cube area. You can see it all right there. We are jumping with Team Control Star, so we'll all pay attention to that map and see where the teams are jumping, what we see. Alright, let's go. Did I forget to save that? I think I did. Did I? No, I didn't. I didn't forget. Alright. So, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. I had to check on something. Alright, so it does look like Yushin has Soren and almost there, right there next to him as they are headed on down on that California coastline. You can see there's quite a cluster along that western edge just past the Pacific Coast Highway. So let's see what's going to happen along in there. Looks like we might have, checking on the map. Looks like we got the vehicle. Gonna go ahead. Ooh, look at that. I like it. Alright, so it does look like we've got a Dark Alliance jumping on the golden fight off. So we might have that early fight on over there. Let's head on over here, see what's going on with Excellence over, or Dark Alliance over here with the Golden Fire. And the Golden Fire does get into a fight. Slaughter already. Let's get on over, see where Slaughter is. He's already gotten an elimination, and I think he's still over here. Our very first zone is up in that upper northeast edge. We still have Stauber, Kameshki, all the way down to the farm, wrapping around that ruins and shooting range area. So it's quite the northeast edge, and it does look like Slaughter still has the Dark Alliance coming up on him. He's got Wagon and Knox right there on the other side of him. So let's go ahead and switch on over to this, and we'll pay attention down in that corner. And it looks like Slaughter's going to go ahead and push on up. He does have his team coming up. We got Just for Fun Trick already in a fight with the Chosen as well. Knox looks like he might be in that shack, and Wagon down, and Knox right there. Knox has been not coming out with that pistol. Slaughter up to 3 eliminations, but we do have Dom knocked. We should be able to get him picked back up and back into it. So now let's get on over to Severny. I see all sorts of stuff going on up here. And we got the Fearless 4 against Region 8 over here. So let's see what's going on with Region 8. Looks like they're coming up and through. And looks like we're going to be on a push. We do have a fight over on there. Got a couple of fights going off. We got Team Control Star against almost there over on that western edge. It looks like they are already down to 2 teammates over here. It was Team Control Star. We got 666 right up over here. Star has been knocked, so we gotta get Star picked back up, and we do have Carnage right on down below. It looks like 666 doesn't have, but Band-Aid. Ooh! Nice shots, getting Carnage down to about 5 HP, and Yu Shen goes down, so now 666 is the last one still standing. And he does have the duo from almost there across the way. A9 and Carnage both coming up over that ridge line just on that back side. So we've got to try to get them picked back up. And we did lose Xian. So let's see. It looks like we got some nades coming up and over, but they're not anywhere near 6666. So hopefully he can keep his head down just long enough to get Star picked back up. It looks like Star made it all the way up. We still see the nades coming up and over. And let's go. Let's see what's going to happen on this push. We do have Star picked back up, and 666 goes down. Star is the last one still standing. Oh, and there they go. A9 able to get 3 of those eliminations, but they do come out of this as only a duo. And let's see, where was the other fight? It looks like the other fight has been taken care of, so let's head on over here. Find out now what is happening up here. We are still pushing up from a Region 8 onto the Fearless 4. We do have the Fearless 4 all in their normal positions, trying to make sure that every angle is covered. And you can see that they do have a lot of coverage across this Severny across this Severny town. So let's go. Let me go ahead and show you that map screen while we go ahead and wait for a minute. You can see that the blue is starting to come on in. We're going to start pushing these teams up into that zone. It looks like we don't have anybody on that military base, so it's not going to be any of the bridge camps, but we do have a very, very packed western edge. So, oh, looks like he pulled right up in front of Luxury, but he is able to get, oh, the flick onto Luxury. So let's see, it looks like that distraction might have worked just right so that we could get that knockover, and now we might be pushing up, but I see that CC Manu is ready for the push, getting that nade out and ready. Let's get this back up onto the screen for you guys so that you can see, ooh, Luxury does go down. So now let's see what the Fearless 4 are going to do on this push. We do have Cloudy across the way trying to get the coverage, but Manu with the K9 and the 8 times over onto Cloudy. Oh, Cloudy, he had you right there. So let's see, can he get that knock over onto Cloudy? Looks like we got another one going out around. Nash coming up on that rotation, driving around. If you look up in your mini map, you can see him coming on through right across that side. So let's look at Cloudy with that heartbeat. Woo! Hot stuff, Manu with that 8 times K9. So they did get the, oh no! And he gets not coming on out. So where was he? So let's see where Little was. Let's check in on what he is doing right on back here. So he is causing a lot of pain for the Fearless 4s. He is pushing right up and around, trying to get closer to Drizzy, as Drizzy is getting that res off. And it looks like he's coming right up and in. Where's the rest of the Fearless 4? So now Drizzy coming out, trying to get those shots. Oh, Drizzy! So now let's see what's going on with the Region 8 coming right up and through Region 8. But we do have another team coming up in here. You can see that almost there. The Academy team are on the push over into the Severny. You can see that they're getting set up over on that western edge. So now We do have another team on Region 8. Let me go ahead and put that map screen up there for you guys so you can check in on where the new zone is going. We still have Zaverny, Yasnaya, all the way down to that northeast edge of Pachinki. So let me go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit. We still have almost there it looks like we got a fight with Dark Alliance and the Finest right over there at the cube area as well. So now let's see what's going on right across the street. Looks like we pushed up and over, and right on this edge we got the fight going on. Got the S12K fight over the broken walls. So they are right on each side. Oh! Sandwich delivered, and here comes Lil coming right up and in, getting ready to throw the nades right into that shack. That shack does have a couple of them in there. He does get almost there, one of them down, and he's going to be able to get that elimination, but he is the last one still standing. Up to 3 eliminations. We do have Team 16 Region 8 coming in as a solo versus the trio from the Almost There Academy. Let me go ahead and put this map stream back up, and let's check in on where your teams might be going. If you've got a team that you want to check in on, make sure you let me know. We do have fights going on, as you can see, over towards that East Rise area. Let's see what's happening right on in here. We have Nexus Alliance over here with Team 4. Always on top. Always on top. Kind. You were the last one still standing against the trio from the Nexus Alliance. But Nexus Alliance does have a team coming up. I know them. And it is Space Esports. You can see that they are coming right up and over from that Western Rise area. So right on that ridge line right across the way. So let's go on over to Space. Check in on what they're doing over here. Looks like they're starting to push up and in. Let me check in on Space. He's getting all that information. Knows that there's a couple of them in the squad house in the barn. So let's see how they decide to go ahead and play that on out. It looks like we got a team headed on down to the military base island. Kind of crazy to see that rotation, if you ask me. Since we are all the way out in the blue, let me go ahead and show that to you really quickly while we have a chance to switch over to that map stream. There you go. I think you can see all the way down that way. The map is a little off. There we go. Let me go ahead and fix that for you. There you go. So you can see that we do have a team that's gone all the way down into the military base island on a rotation. So we also have a team coming out of that Georgia Pole area. Looks like Soren headed to the north side. And Nexus Alliance, Leo. We got off of Leo and just missed that fight with Nexus Alliance. Let's head on over to Nexus Alliance, see what's going on with Winter. Hello, Winter. I'm not sure which one we just lost over here to Leo, but we do have a duo out already for Nexus Alliance, and all 4 of them from Space Esports are now starting to push right up and in. You can see that they're pretty clustered together. Not so sure that this nade couldn't be devastating. Uh-oh, Leo up on that rooftop. Might be able to see Winter getting off of that roof just in time. But it is a duo versus squad over in the squad house now. So they are all pushing up and in. But as you can hear, we also have a third party coming up and in. It looked like maybe the Silver Spurs. Yeah, the Silver Spurs are coming up on that eastern edge by the volcano and the thicket. I didn't name it, guys. I just like saying it. Alright, Alright, so it looks like Winter getting ready to throw that nade up and over. Leo's still up on that rooftop, even though we do have the Silver Spurs headed up and over towards the school recall. Alright, Winter, they are still clustered up. All four of them coming right out. Ooh, I think he got 2, 3. Oh, is he gonna get the squad wipe? Oh, Winter with the squad wipe. There we go. Tonight's first squad wipe. Winter, 2 of them with the nade, 2 of them with the S12K. GG Winter. Alright, let me go ahead and put that map streamer right on back up there. Let's go ahead and scroll it on in. You can see that we're still headed over towards that Yasnaya area. And we do have the team off of the military base. They just came up and around. There you go. I think that's nice and centered for you. If you have a team in here, let me know. Shout out to Winter for being tonight's very first 1v4. Hello, Error, new sub here. Error. Alright, so now let's head on over, see where we can go and check in on. I feel like almost there. It's pretty close to the Silver Spurs. We also have a couple teams coming on in. Let's check in on Soren, see what's happening up here. It's only just a duo coming in for Soren, so hopefully they'll come in with a few more teams or a few more players on their team that next match. And look at this, the Dark Alliance. Chris is the only one still standing for the team, but he is coming into that north side. He may run into Soren, may run into Equinox over here. Let's check in on the Chosen. Ooh, the Chosen also is solo. So we've got a lot of solos in this match already, and we're only headed into stage 4 at the moment. So we're not even there yet. So let's head on over to Just for Fun over in this Yasnaya area. I think I can go ahead and put that map stream back up there just for a minute so you guys get a really good idea where your teams are. If you have a team in here, let me know so we can go ahead and check on them. Alright, let me go ahead and zoom on in just a little bit more so it makes it a little easier for you guys to see where your teams are. And looks like Wang and Trick both were able to get an elimination over here in Yasnaya, and I'm not sure which team it was that they were fighting against. It might have been a duo. I did see it in the elimination feed, but I missed the name. There you go. That gives you a little better idea. Alright, let's see what is going on over here with the Finest. It does look like Just for Fun is trying to get some shots up onto the Finest, but they're just kind of poking around trying to get some of that damage onto the armor and the helmets. You know how it goes. Ooh, just like that, guys, just like that. And I think that might have been Wang. Let me check in on what Wang is doing over here. He does have the AUG and the DBS, so not a bad spray. Ooh, look at that zone. Switch on back over to that water. We're going over to that western Yasnaya bridge, the Coops compound, the gas station area, but not a lot else going on. Just for Fun is getting ready to go ahead and rotate on out of there. So we'll have to pay attention to what they're doing over there as well. And here comes all the fireworks. It is the 4th of July over here. So now the Finest trying to get those shots over onto Just for Fun as they come on out of the Yasnaya area. And you can see that they're all starting to go ahead and crush on in. So let's go ahead and put that in here. And you can see that the southern side of this map, the zone is really starting to get crushed on in. So now we got a lot of teams on that south side. Let me go ahead and center that a little better for you guys. There you go. Give you a better idea of what's going on that south side. Let's head on over here and check in on the Silver Spurs. And I just saw a fight with Almost There. Let's go on over here and see what's happening with Almost There. Man, it is Team 12 Equinox coming on down on top of them. Ever. Let's check in on what's going on. We are down to Justin Duo over here for Equinox as they're coming up onto the Chosen. The Chosen in that Wizard Tower. So Nexus Alliance right there already across that bridge. Both sides of the bridge. Look at that. Nexus Alliance on each side. Looks like he's going to go ahead and get on out of there. Nova knows that they are right on top of him. Oh, Natural able to spray him on out, and his teammate not able to get that coverage, but we do have to get Siphon picked back up on his feet with the Chosen up in that Witcher Tower. So the Chosen might be able to get some elimination over onto that. And so now here comes Winter coming right up and through. Winter, the Chosen is still right there. And Winter finds the Chosen coming on in. We are down to the top 9 teams. And now the Golden Fire also getting into that fight. And we switch all the way back up and over to that western bridge. Look at the zone. Let me show you the zone. The zone is about 70% water. All these teams need to go ahead and push on in. Let me go ahead and get that. So we got all these teams down at the south side. So they all have to push up and in. And it is, most of it is unplayable. We're in the Dragon Head Lake and the bridge. So now the Golden Fire having some issues over on the other side. Let's see what's going on with the finest still in the 1 stacks right on over here. So I will try to fix that. You're the first one to tell me that. And let's go. Let's see what's going on with Chris. As Chris is trying to get in and across, I'll try to get that fixed right away for you guys. So now let's see what's going on with Almost There. So coming up and in. Almost There has the Witcher Tower in zone. So let's go ahead and do that. Hopefully I can get that fixed for you. Error. I'm sorry. It's fine on my screen, so I didn't know there was a delay. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, so now let's see what's happening over here with Just for Fun. Just for Fun is still a full 4-man team. And we do have Team 17, Almost There Academy coming up and in. And here comes the Silver Spurs. Jur coming right up and in. Right in between all these teams. Jur coming into the dip. Ooh, there goes his vehicle. He's got the finest behind him. Almost There Academy to the south of him and right across the road. The Just for Fun Master has been knocked, and now Jur trying to get some of those, trying to get those angles up and over those nades. Oh, Trippy! Trippy coming through, getting some of that tire squish, but Trippy going out. Trippy going out to Just for Fun. Dark able to get that elimination as well. So now they are still trying to crush right up and in. And look at that. We still have 50% of it as Lake. Let me see what I can see from the top. And this is your zone right here. Most of it in that lakeside. So we are going to be pushing these 4 remaining teams right up to this coastline. We still have Almost There, Soren, Just for Fun, and the finest coming in. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one down this way. I think you guys get kind of see we're still a little bit too far over to really get a good idea of where everybody is Let me see if I can get a little closer in to get a better angle onto these teams. The finalists are starting to get knocked as just for fun now. Getting some of these eliminations start coming right up and over, trying to get some more. And Wang gets knocked from the finest from across the way. So now Wang down to 2 HP, and there he goes on out. Let's see what's going on with Trick. Trick is coming up, trying to get those smokes to go across the street. We still have the 4 teams in because we still have 1 remaining from the finest. So now let's see if I can get this right on in there. There you go. We still have the chaos. You can see up in the upper right hand corner. Oh! Look at this zone. Look at this zone. It is 80% water. So these teams are still trying to get up and in, trying to get into this playable area, which is just the edge of the lake. And here, let's go ahead and check in on to Soren over here. Soren's still trying to get those angles. We are down to the top 3 teams as they're coming up and in. We have almost there, just for fun. And Soren, you can see him down below on the minute in the PIP to your bottom right. So a duo for Soren, a duo for almost there, and a trio for just for fun. Let me go ahead and put that up on the iPad screen so you guys can really get an idea of how close they are to each other. No, word green, you are OP. No, you are OP. Oops, let me get that up there. So now it looks like Soren in the ghillie suit, creeping up and in. Canuck. Knock. Who's there? Alright, so let's check in on 9 coming. Ooh, trick from above. Trick, you're using that rock to hop up and trying to get those angles, and then can knock down to 1 HP. And there goes Nova. So now let's see what's going on. He does get that heal off, but not able to hold off the push from the trio of just for fun. And here you go, coming in first just for fun with 11 eliminations, 10 placement points, 21 points coming out of this very first match of tonight. Soren coming in second with 2 eliminations and almost there. Coming in third with 6 eliminations. G top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, and 16. Going all out. Nexus Alliance Winter with that squad wipe over in East Roz. Oh, mwah, it was perfection. Here we go. We'll be jumping with him for match number 2, guys. Be right back. Eliminations all the way up here in Toromunda. We did have Fi getting 2 of those and Flo getting 2 of those, as they do now have to finish looting and get into the zone, and they are the furthest away from zone. So let's go over to the Real Gunners. The Real Gunners, we did lose Nahan 2 straight out in the paw earlier. We did see that Nahan was all the way over in that western edge, extremely far away from where his team was headed down towards Los Leon. I'm not sure why Nahan was all the way up in that area by straight out in Nepal in the Apala area. Alright, so it does look like we have Royals of War starting to push right up and in onto him. So let's check in on the Royals of War, see how they are setting up to face off Oh, big Axel came right up and over. So now trying to get those shots down onto the blast to trying to move on and out. Those are the real gunners. So now the real gunners are down to just a duo. And Inkle back into that fight again with the Golden Eagles and A. So now let's get on over to the Golden Eagles. And the Golden Eagles are also down to just a duo. And I don't see where the rest of his team is, but I do see that Influence Rage is all the way over to the east side of where we are now currently by La Petita in the Red Sea. And here comes some cars coming up and along the way, but I'm not sure. Oh, it is alright. It is his own teammate. They did get that vehicle. They should be able to rotate out of the blue and get close to the zone, but they're going to have to come between Influence Rage and Inkle both. And so now we do have another fight. Let's head on down here and see what Reyes. I believe Reyes is the one that just got the knock down the hill. If I read that right, Rival 6, it may have been Rival. Oh, Reyes coming right up into that business and of the Wolves. So now, where are we going? We are headed over towards that Southern Farms Los Leon. We have pulled all the way over to this eastern edge. So now, let's see. We did have another fight. It does look like if we stay with Reyes, they're going to be coming right up and in onto almost there. Almost there is right down that edge below Reyes. So now, where are the rest of them? Cole King did manage to make it on in. Angelo and Remix. There is Remix also right up on this ridge line, just trying to watch for all these players, but the Wolves now are coming right up and in onto almost there, right in front of the Wolves. So, and also the Real Gunners, the duo coming out of Los Leon, they are also right over here in front of almost there. Let's get over almost there. They are coming right up and in onto the duo of Tempa and the Bunny, the Dr. Bunny. Tempa getting ready to throw these nades right up and over into almost there, trying to get them off those windows. And Gutsy Guy gets the nade over onto the Bunny. So now it is Tempa versus all four of them from almost there. Almost there does have this compound completely surrounded, but we also have the Wolves not too far away. The Wolves may come up the third party this, but we have lost the Real Gunners Esports. Alright. Let's go ahead and check in on the rest of this. It does look like straight out of Nepal, also right over here with the Wolves. And the Wolves are all in that line, and I believe there may be another Baton coming up onto that off angle. Does get that knockover onto straight on Nepal. Assault OP trying to get this res off. He does get the res off, but here comes the nades by Baton. Wacho, and we do have but they are right here behind this broken wall. They are not getting any of this damage. Assault OP coming up and around trying to get these shots. So now we are down to just Wolf and Spence. As here come all four of them from the Wolves pushing right up and in onto this, but now Influence Rage coming in for the third party. We do have Influence Rage right across the way. Little boy down to about 5 HP. Let's check in on Diego. Diego did have the Wolves in that 4-time sight, but you can see that the Golden Fire are coming in from the north. So Influence Rage does have to rethink this third party. Otherwise, the Golden Fire is right up on top of them and not too far away from the Golden Fire. It does look like we've got Inko, our last match winners, coming right on down. Dominator does get a knock over onto someone, and I did not read who it was, but I do think it was downhill from where Dom is here. On to Influence Rage, and I might have been Law. Let's check in on our map now, see where we are going. We're still centering around the south Los Leone farmlands, and we do have Dauntless coming in from that west. We have Rival 6 coming in from the northwest, and we have X-Force coming all the way in from the north. We still have Royals of War over in that Los Leone area, not too far away from Inco. But let's see. Let's go over and check in on Entity Gaming. They are right over here next to Rival 6. You can see Rival 6 and Noobs Esports right up and above them. But Entity Gaming are down to just a duo now. We have Ace and the Psycho. Psycho trying to get those angles right up the hill. But look at this. Rival 6 free point. The three-way team. So now let's get over to Rival 6 and see what's going on with Rival 6. We do have, Casper is already up to 4 eliminations, as now they are pushing right up into the duo from Entity. I do not think Ace is going to have enough time to get that res off, but we do have another team coming right up and in, and it is Team Liquid. Team Liquid pushing right up and in onto Casper. Casper trying to get those angles up the hill. Welcome back, everyone. We are headed into tonight's second match of the NABS $100 Winter NABS #1. So let's go. This time we're going to be jumping with Nexus Alliance Winter 77K with that beautiful 1v4 squad wipe, 7 eliminations, 659 damage. So let's get on over to Nexus Alliance. We will find Winter 77K and go ahead and jump with him into tonight's second match. There we go. Hopefully you guys no longer have the sound delay. I tried to get that fixed for you guys, so I know sound delays are really annoying. Alright, Dr. Chemist, hello. Who is winning? I'm not even sure, Dr. Chemist, but we will find out soon enough. I don't know if we're going to have scores tonight, but let's head into match 2. Dr. Chemist, OP. Alright guys, here we go. Match number 2. We are headed in from the Impala Islands, east of Impala, going all the way across that southwest. So we have a really southern flight path going straight through Leones, Chumacera, to the south edge of Chumacera, actually, just right on through Valle del Mar. There you go. Alright, so let's see. It looks like Nexus Alliance already headed off the plane. I think they're headed up towards that Impala Island, or Impala area. But they do have Team Control Star not too far away from them. Team Control Star maybe headed down towards that garage area, trying to get some of those vehicles right on down where Almost There also likes to go ahead and hit. So let's go ahead and head over to the Almost There, because I feel like we might have some chaos over at this garage area. Well, let's check in on where everybody ended up on this edge. So let's see if we can find 6666666. Looks like they're at the gas station over by Impala. So it looks like they got some of the vehicles, and we got Star already headed up and over towards Almost There. And let's see what else we can see on this. We got a couple teams going down to Leones. We got 2 teams in Picado, and we got several teams headed up over towards that Monte Nuevo area as well. 2 teams over towards that El Azahar. Nexus Alliance right there with, I believe that is Team 17, yes, almost there. Academy. Nexus Alliance is going to go ahead and head up towards that El Azahar area. You can see that we're in that very eastern edge. Star paying attention to almost there. And, ooh, we've already got an elimination over onto Equinox. Almost there in Equinox in that fight. So we're about ready to have 2 fights. Let me go ahead and put this up on the screen and let me check in. Oh, so now Yushan going down. And the fight is over in Monte Nuevo. So we're going to go ahead and check on that. Wow. Team Control Star coming up onto almost there. Almost there is down 2 players. I believe they only have the 1 player still up. And no, we got 2 players. They are all coming up and across. Looks like trying to get on over towards. Ooh, Star right there in and now almost there down to just a duo. Star straight across as 9 is coming in and across, and A9 driving right up and in. So Star, what are you doing over here? Let me check in on what Star is doing. Star trying to get on down while the rest of his team trying to get picked up. He is the last one still standing. That Nay coming right up and over. He may be able to get some of these reses off. And let's see. Oh, 9 is getting ready to push up and around that corner. And here comes the other one there. Oh, he does get one pick back up. He's able to get. Oh, they coming right up and in. Almost came right into his face in that kitchen area. Oh! Team Control Star getting taken out by almost there. Let's head on over to Monte Nuevo. Find out what's going on with Equinox. Rosemary taken down and out. But Naturals up to 3 eliminations coming out of Monte Nuevo. The Fearless 4 are driving up and around, going over to the El Pozo area. So now let's go ahead and scroll on in. Let's check in on what is happening in Picado. So in Picado, we've got Just for Fun right on over here with Space Esports. Just for Fun winning that first match of tonight. Do we have Rondo in this? Yes, Rondo will be the next match coming up. Kizra, my beautiful twin. Alright, let's see what's going on with Trick. Is there... Looks like they might be rotating out of Picado, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but it does look like Space Esports taking over all of Picado. If you look in that upper right-hand side, you can see the mini-map above. And now Space Esports, the only team in Picado. I'll go ahead and put that map back up there. And that's got to be the fake Rosemary died first every game so far. Yeah, I don't think Alter Ego Rosemary's in this. Just don't think so. And let's go ahead and put that back up over here and see what's happening right over here with the Chosen. So the Chosen are coming right up and over by, which team is that? Is that Team 10, the Dark Alliance? Let's check in on what is going on with Wagon, because I feel like Wagon is paying attention to this rotation, trying to figure out where they are headed up and over. So Wagon, seeing that they went into the longhouse right in front of him, letting his teammates know, but it looks like Wagon's just going to go ahead and continue on that rotation, trying to get a better spot in the zone, but they're coming up pretty close. The Monkey right over here on Team 17, almost there. Academy, not too far away, but it looks like the Dark Monkey is going to keep right on going up towards that truck stop area. So they're going to go ahead and get a little more little more flippy. A little more loot over here in the truck stop, so there's not gonna have any fights in that truck stop uncontested. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put that map screen back up there for you. You can see that Region 8 is still coming out of that Partona area. We do have a couple of teams riding the Blue Wave in. We've got the Fearless 4 over in El Pozo, and Equinox coming out of that Monte Nuevo area as well. And the rest of the teams are pretty close. Well, we do have the Finest coming out of Puerto Paricio, but they shouldn't have any issues coming up and through as well. So I feel like we might have a fight between the Golden Fire right on over here, because the Golden Fire are pretty close to almost there, getting some shots over on the Dom. Golden Fire are looks like Dom is getting pushed up on by a duo from almost there. They are right on that backside, and you can see that TK was down quite a bit in health. Look at Dom getting ready to throw that nade right up and over. Ooh. Now, did see that. Oh, they're coming right up and around. Dom down quite a bit, and here they come right up and over. So Slaughter now. Slaughter trying to get that first aid off, and it's just now down to Slaughter and Z Wawa. So it looks like they're gonna go ahead and rotate on others. Go ahead and leave almost there to themselves. Let them go ahead and do what they need to do on over there. So let's get this map back up there, give you guys an idea where your teams are. We still have 14 teams in this as we're coming on in, and most of them have quite a bit of space, but I do see that the duo from the Golden Fire coming right up and in now onto Team 8, Soren. Well, it looks like Soren is coming in as a full 4-man team this time. Let's see what's going on. Looks like Soren may be still in that rotation, headed up towards little... Ooh, the zone does pop, and so now let me go ahead and show you on the map, show you that we still have quite a bit of water. We still have the Armpit, El Azahar, minus Generalis and Impala in here. So going along this eastern coastline just to the south of Terra Branca, Cruz de Valle, west of or east of all these areas. So let's see. We do have R8 coming up from Partona, so let's go ahead and check in on the rotation as R8 comes right up and in. And I'm not sure what to call this guy, but it kind of looks like C to me. I see an SI, so we'll just go with that for the time being. Let me check in on Cloudy. I don't think they're going to be able to, they're not going to be seeing any of those teams anytime soon. They did have Soren not too far away from them and the Golden Fire, but it looks like, ooh, they may be coming right up and in onto Soren. You saw that Soren was right there, right in front of them, and that is Digans. Digoans. So let's see, I think he may be a solo right on down there. Let's see what's going on with him. Oh, do you know that they're coming right up behind you? So now let's go. Let's check in on what is going on with Kool-Aid. So let's oh, don't stop in the middle of the street. That M249 trying to get some of those shots over onto him, and Andy does get found. So now let's see what NB first trying to get that spray and get sprayed out of the vehicle. So now Kanak is coming right up along this edge. He does have one right above him in this house. Now all four of them right above him. They're down to just the duos there coming up and around. And oh, Digons trying to get those shots, and now it is just down to Kanak over here. Chilram, hello. Alright, so now Canuck still trying to get these shots, and he does get one knocked, but they come up right behind him. So now let me go ahead and put that map stream back up on there. You can see that we're still headed over towards that central area. Let's go over towards the Finest and see what the Finest is doing, because they do have Team 8 over here, Dark Alliance right on top, or Team 10, Dark Alliance right on top of them. And I see a little bit of the Silver Spurs over here as well. Looks like Sharon trying to keep sure that his back is clear. And let's go ahead and scroll on in a little bit. No, I can't scroll on too much because we're still missing those teams over in the Pozo area, and I don't want to lose out. Looks like the Finest are coming right up and in onto that truck stop. The truck stop is down in that valley, so they do have quite a few angles up on these ridge lines. So the golden, look at this, the Golden Fire in a fight over here with, we got all sorts of teams over here. So let's see what's going on with the Golden Fire. Let's see, we do have 3 teams over here. The Golden Fire almost there, and a Region 8. So now let's see what, the Golden Fire, there goes ZYY. So the Golden Fire now just down to Slaughter. Slaughter is the last one still standing as Region 8 surrounding him. Taken out by the nade by Cloudy. Cloudy was able to get that, but now almost there is up on that sight line. They do have the uphill advantage, and I think that must have been, let's see, was that 9 up? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Right up here, trying to get those shots down on the Cloudy. Now the blue is starting to push these teams right up and in. Let me see if I can slide this over, give you guys a better idea where they are. 9 still trying to get those shots down onto the rotation out of the blue. So hello, Roxy. Hello. Welcome to the stream, Roxy. Alright, so 9 still trying to get those angles down onto Region 8, coming right up and in, but Region 8 answering, getting 9 down to about 20 HP. So let's go. Let's see what else is. Let me go ahead and put that map stream up there, give you guys a little bit better idea of where your teams might be. A little bit too aggressive there. Let me see. Alright, so this is gonna be really touchy tonight. Let me go ahead and get that over there. That gives you guys a better idea of where your teams are. And again, for the second time tonight, we have late zones with at least 40% water. So 9 still trying to get a few of those angles right on in. Let's go ahead and head on back as Region 8's trying to get into a better zone. So now let's see. I feel like the Fearless 4 and just for fun, maybe getting into a fight up into this northern side, trying to come on into the zone. So let's head up over here. Now let's head on over to the Dark Alliance right here and see what's going on as they come right up and in onto Team 7 Nexus Alliance. Dark Alliance versus the Nexus Alliance. You can see them right here. The Dark Monkey trying to get out of this, the 556 ring coming right on down on top of his head. Nexus Dark Alliance coming in as just a trio into this. So now let's check in on the last match, Top Fragger. That beautiful 1v4 over in East Rise in tonight's first match. Let's see what he can do against the Dark Alliance coming right up and in. We still have the fight. Woo, what a spray. We still have the fight between Region 8 down that southern side of the zone also, as they are coming right up and through. So now let's go ahead and head on back on over here, because you can see that region 8 is coming up and into almost there. Almost there, down to just a solo now. 999. 999. Punishing that rotation from region 8. It is 999 versus Cloudy. So Cloudy trying to get those shots straight across on that hill glitch. So let's check in on Cloudy, as he's going to try to come on down to get his teammate picked back up. 999 spraying Cloudy down. Cloudy hopping out of that wobble vans, trying to get over to his teammate as 999 across the way, right through the wobble van windows. So there goes region 8 out. So you were closer this time with the pronunciation, Green. I'm trying, Jilram. I am. All right, so now let me go ahead and put that map screen back up there and give you guys an idea that we still have all this water in this. And just for fun, now in this fight, let me go ahead and fix that map stream trick. No, trick. Let's see, that's not trick. Let's go ahead and get that over there for you guys and see what's going on with Wing and Dark. So you can see that they are just driving right on past them. Wing trying to come right on through. We got Space Esports and the Dark Alliance right here in front of Just for Fun, as they are coming into that zone area. We did lose a little bit of water, but it is still about 30% water in this zone. You can see that on the map now. And Wang, oh, Wang, that is just a terrible feeling when you are tires up. So now we still have a fight right on over here between Equinox and the Nexus Alliance. I thought one of them from Nexus Alliance, and we've got a fight between the Fearless 4 and Space Esports as well. Space Esports does look like they are getting picked apart by several teams. We got Fearless 4 on Space Esports, and we had another team on top of them as well. So let's see, where is that going on? I was trying to click, guys, and I think that might be it for Space Esports. So let's go, let's check in on Equinox, because Equinox getting pulled up on by several teams from coming down from the north. So let's see, it looks like the Dark Alliance, we got almost there Academy and Nexus Alliance. Nexus Alliance coming right up and in. Natural has that nade primed and ready. Does get the nade up onto Season. Season driving right into that. Winter, what are you doing from above as the rest of his team pushes right up and in? Winter trying to get some of those shots right on down. And Nova able to get one of those eliminations over onto it. But now we are still fighting. If you look up in the mini map up in the upper right, we are still fighting, trying to get into this edge. And our zone, once again, is just water. We just keep having water zones time after time. Let's check in on the Fearless 4 right on over here. How are you doing? He's got to try to get Drizzy picked back up. He should have time. He's got a minute 17 if he gets Drizzy into that vehicle and gets him into zone. He should be able to get this. So hello, Zoom. Hello, big fan, Zoom. All I want to do is zoom. Oh, and he gets taken out by Dark Alliance. Dark Alliance from across that way. Wagon. He may be a solo, but he is a deadly solo, coming right up and into zone on top of the Nexus Alliance with Just for Fun right in front of him. Just for Fun is in zone. I'm just trying to see if I can get you guys some of these angles up into this hilltop. So there is the Silver Spurs coming in. Chosen. Oh, almost there. We're down to the top 6 teams. We still have the last match top fragger, and I think he just went out to the zone. No, we still have 6 teams. He is just not showing up now. So now let's see what else is going on. Wang able to get a knock over onto. Let's see what's going on. Wang with the 8 times K9. You know I love to see it. Green feels like I'm listening to an Eminem right now. Take a breath. I don't breathe. Breathing is for the weak. Let's check in on Jerry right on over here. Jerry does have the rest of his team coming up and in. Jerry might have been out of gas. Looks like they're going to come on over to this longhouse compound. But they are going to be pushing right up and into the Chosen. We got the Chosen up onto the sill, but they also have to come in. It does look like we got a couple players from the Chosen anchored in zone. Let's see if I can figure out which one is the anchor as we are not clicking on through. Let's try this. There we go. Yeah, we're not getting there. Which one's in zone? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But let's see what's going on as the Silver Spur. Jur trying to get those shots right up onto player 2. Let's get on down to Jur as both of them come right up and in. And there he goes out to player 2. Player 2 coming right up and along that area. So we're down to the top 5 team. There is Nexus Alliance still in that water. Just to the side, just to the east of Just for Fun. We do have the Chosen still taking over quite a bit of space in the zone. You can see that we got players up on the grid line. Chosen coming in. All these Chosen players just pushing up from that south with the rest of the teams over towards that north side. We have the Finest, Just for Fun, and the Nexus Alliance. And the Nexus Alliance, that is Winter, the last match top fragger right on down below. So in that water's edge. So let's get on over, see who is the top fragger at the moment. We got several with 2 eliminations. Wang still with that K9 and the AUG. And they are all now in zone. But here comes the Chosen pushing up from that south side as the zone is still crushing right on in. And now Winter from the Nexus Alliance does have to come up from that water's edge, and Wang may be right in his sight, but the Chosen coming right up and in. Chosen player 1 able to find him, and now look at this. He may go out to that water. Let's see what's happening up in this fight. Jack going down. Jerry is the last one still standing for Team 11. The Finest coming right up and in. Jerry trying to hold off the push by the Chosen coming in. We still have Nexus Alliance. The last match top fraggers still coming up that edge. It looks like Jerry may be able to get that. Ooh, that res off. Bad fellas does not get picked up, and here they come. And so now it is just down to Winter. Winter coming right up and along this edge. So now let's see what's going on with player number 3. He is up to 6 eliminations as here they go, guys. It is Nexus Alliance Winter, the last match top fragger, the 1v4 over in that East Raz area. Oh, he doesn't give his position away. Oh, Dr. Chemist, happy holidays to you. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so now we still have we still have the Chosen versus Nexus Alliance. Nexus Alliance down to just a duo now. So, or Chosen down to a new duo. Nexus Alliance throwing those nades up and over. Look at that. Nades coming in, raining down on them in winter. Just paying attention to where these nades are coming from. We are in stage 8 and the zone is still coming up and in. So now, can the last match top fragger, can he hold off the duo push from the Chosen? The Chosen player 3 up to 6 eliminations on this push coming up and around to the north side of him. Nexus Alliance trying to get it, and the Chosen coming in first with 10 eliminations, 10 placement points, 20 total points for this Miramar match. Nexus Alliance coming in second with 6 eliminations, and the Finest coming in third with 3 eliminations. GG top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, and 16. Going all out. Chosen player 3, 7 eliminations, 824 damage. So we'll be jumping with Chosen player 3 when we come right back. Be right back, guys. Because we do have an off angle from Team Liquid. We have a 3-way assault coming in from that western edge in the off angle, but the off angle does have to move out and around because the off angle is also getting shot at from several different directions on this map. As we crush these teams in, we're down to the top 12 teams in this lobby. And they are all right on this western edge, right on top of each other. Remix does have Dauntless right down below him. Oh, Shu Young finding the business end of that S12K. And now Reyes down below has been knocked along with the Coal King. So now it's up to Remix to get his teammate back up. Remix taking those shots across. Coal King has been picked back up in the off angle down below Reyes. Oh, Reyes going out to the play zone, bleeding out. But 9Z Glabon is on this western edge. Let's go back over here and see what's going on with Team Liquid. Mythic coming up on the other side, trying to get the off angle onto 9Z Glabon. Getting the pinch squeeze, does fight. Oh, but Remix coming up and around right behind Mythic. Does get that off angle. Came down and around, was able to move forward. Oh, Remix does get found by Team Liquid. So now Team Liquid 9Z Glabon down to just a solo. Angelo up to 4 eliminations, but does have to go in to these final stages as a solo. So can he do it now that 9Z Glabon no longer in this lobby? Alright, let's go check in on X-Force Robs. I'm not sure why Robs is so far from his team, but let's see if Robs can get on through Royals of War. David is right there in front of him. Does he see? He sees David. Oh, he does find David, but the Sentinels fight from across the way from that wide open space. And Fi gets found from the Royals of War. So now the Royals of War is going to be able to get David picked back up, and the rest of this north side is clear. But now the south side of zone is where they do have the issue. They do have a full 4-man team right across from them. So now let's go. Let's see what we can see. Inkle Vitale. Not sure what Vitale is doing all the way to that north side. He is not an anchor in zone. He is outside of zone, possibly looking for more loot. So we'll have to pay attention to what he does at this point. So now let's see. It looks like Rival 6 uphill from almost there. You can see almost there, right down below them. So I think we're just going to keep an eye. We are just a duo at this point. We do have Sexflick and Casper down in this dip, just holding the dip between the Royals of War and almost there. You look at the mini map, you can see that. And we also have the Golden Fire just to their east as well. So now we do have a little bit of breathing space. These teams have found their position, but I think the Royals of War are getting ready to move up a little bit closer into zone. They will be on top of where the duo of Rival 6, Rival 6 answering that back, trying to make sure that Crash does not come and make close, but they've given their position away in that dip, so we'll have to pay attention if that dip does get crashed by the Royals of War, as our zone does pop again. And look at this, we get a donut zone, so most of these teams are already established in the zone. I don't see any real anchors. We did have an anchor from we do have a solo from 9 Zika Blunt all the way over in that edge. We do have an anchor here over for the Golden Fire. They are in a decent area, but they do have Royals of War to their north. And we still have 8 teams in this as we push up and into stage 5 of this. And now Wolves Esports right down below Laughter. You can, or Slaughter. This is the second time I've called them that. Alright, let's get on over here and see what's happening. David, knocked again. I think they pulled up onto Rival 6. Yes, they did. Casper does get another knock. Casper down to about 20 HP, trying to hold off the push from the Royals of War. 2 of them are knocked, and here comes the third one from the Royals of War, trying to come up and around, trying to get some shots. And the Royals of War finishing off Rival 6. We're down to the top 7 teams coming into the zone. And most of these teams, as I said, are in zone at this point. Wolves in a great position. Yes, they are. Wolves are center zone. We do have Influence Rage. They have all of this eastern edge to themselves, and we do have 2 of them from Influence Rage, trying to make sure that the Golden Fire does not come into zone. And it is just a duo versus the full 4-man squad. And they are Diego trying to push up, trying to get an idea of where they are all coming from. And Diego is not alone in this. He does have Law on this gatekeep. So I think the Golden Fire is going to be able to get on. And I do see Dom up on that ridge, but we got to remember that not too far away to their south. And you can see that we've got Haysgard. He is watching this fight between the Golden Fire and Influence Rage. Just checking out Federal. What are you doing, Federal? I think Federal is keeping an eye on the south, just making sure that nobody comes up and in on him. He knows where the wolves are, and I'm not sure if he just saw that team from Inco Gaming coming up and along. I do think that our big fight is right over here now, as we do have the Royals of War pushing up into the Golden Fire. The Royals of War are rotating a little to that western edges. Dompe, they're headed down towards Static. Just checking out what Static is doing. Static watching as they... Hello everyone, and welcome back. We are headed into our tonight's Rondo match. So let's go. So let's see. Let me see. This time we are going with Chosen Player 3. 7 eliminations, 824 damage. Let's find the Chosen Player 3. There he is on that one. So let me get this off of here and find the Chosen right on over here. Oops. Aggressive scroll, but we found them pretty quick, so there we go. And let's see. so here we go, guys. Oops, wrong map. Let me get that map screen up there. So we're coming in from that western side of Jadina City, headed all the way up to that northern central area of Rondo. Let's see where these guys go. So now, let's see. It looks like we've already got a team headed off. Let's see if there's... We got Just for Fun headed off. Region 8 headed off. Let me get that off of there. And I see the Nexus Alliance all down in that southern, southeast edge. Look at that. I think they're both headed down to that recall center. Chosen Player 3 headed over to the NABS factory. And if you look up in this mini map, you can see that we have several teams coming down. You can see Nexus Alliance, the Chosen, Dark Alliance, and let's see, Region 8 coming down. Woo, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Let's go. Chosen 3 coming up and in. Oh, the first gun is a K9. Oh, he finds an M4. He's going to try to get those shots straight across, but he does get found by Team 8. Team 8 was down to just 1 HP and made an a potato playing for Soren. He's got that DP and the S12. He's trying to stay out of the spray because he does not have a helmet. He does not have a vest. He's got 3 HP to his name. Chosen Player 1 does get knocked by NV First. NV First with the M7 over here, trying to get those angles right on down, clearing off the roof of the NABS factory. Our first match top fragger also getting an elimination over into the Woo! So now let's see what's going on. Let's head on over to our first match top fragger. It looks like he's just spraying across the street. Let's go over to the Finest, find out what's happening right on over here. It does look like they're gonna go ahead. And I did see TLC. He was also getting some of those eliminations. It's up to 2 eliminations right on this side. Good night, Roxy. I'll continue watching later, Green. I will sleep now. Sweet dreams, Roxy. I'll see you all later. Alright, so Soren Collet, the last one over here, I believe, for Soren. Ooh! Right up into that S12K. So now we're going to be able to get him picked back up. Let's get back on over to the rest of that map, though. And let me put that map screen up while we jump on through. Try to find out what is going on in the NABS factory, because we do have almost there, coming right up and in onto the NABS factory as well. Hello, CLO. So now we still cannot get over to that NABS factory with as many teams as going on out right on over here. So Team Control Star coming up onto almost there, getting a knock over onto the Silver Spurs. So now, ooh, she not going down. Oh, look at this spray. Oh, 66666 getting that. So Star coming up through with the Abacan. Can he get back in? Oh, he's going to go ahead and head on out. Maybe get the rest of his team, get them picked back up. Let's see what's going on with R8 right on down over here. R8 still right here with the Finest. And we also have, I think that is Team 9 Space Esports also over here at the NABS factory. Not exactly the greatest amount of loot in this NABS factory with as many teams that came on down and in. Let me go ahead and get back into this match. So let's see what's happening. It looks like we are all just trying to heal on back up, and look at this. drew back up to 4 eliminations. They're still pushing up and around him. He's got that S12K, and he's also got the AUG. Gonna try to throw those nades up onto the finest, up on top of that roof, holding down the recall center over here at the NABS factory. We did lose one of them from R8, but I think they're still trying to get those angles right on through. Let's see what else is going on the rest of the map. It looks like this is the main event at the moment, so we'll go ahead and stay here. Oh, we do have a fight with Almost There over here. Did I already lose it? It was Luxury for the Fearless 4. And it looks like the rest of the Fearless 4 are gone. And we also was checking out what's going on over here. It did look like Always on Top was getting chased. Let me check in on Kind. Hello, Kind. Big fan, big fan. Alright, so it looks like they're going to be able to make it into this southern side of the map, headed up towards that western side, over towards the stadium. And look at this. We've got now the EMP zone over here at the NABS factory with all these teams right in here. So let's see what else is happening. We still have 3 teams right on top of each other. We still have the finest up on top of the roof as well. But Sharon, look at this. Sharon trying to get Space Esports Leo to pop his head up. And Leo did. Leo popped his head up. And Leo now... Oh, Leo doesn't even have a helmet. Look at this. Oh, Leo. Leo down to 1 HP. No helmet. No helmet on that. But, oh, so much for that. Let's go over and check in on Jat. See what Jat is doing. Jat's trying to hold off the push by Team 16 coming up those stairs. Region 8 right in front of him. He's got those nades primed and ready, trying to cook them all up. And look at this. Dark Alliance wagon trying to come up and in, trying to get that, trying to get some of those angles right where we just saw Space Esports Leo. And Wagon taking those shots straight across, but now Wagon's getting sprayed at from several directions because we have people on the different angles. So now let's get back on over. Jad has been knocked. We're down to just the bad fella. The bad fella headed on over towards that recall center. So now let's get back over to Region 8 on the NABS factory. We still have 4 teams now over here. We've got the Dark Alliance, Region 8, Space Esports, and we've got Always on Top coming in. Hello, Kind. I see you, Kind. Let's get back over to the NABS factory, though. So, let's see. They are still right underneath each other. Wagon's still on top of this. So, Wagon has moved on over. Let's go ahead and put that map stream back up. And you can see that our zone has really closed up. Let me go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit and over. So you guys can check in on where your teams are, because we still have 15 teams in here. We've only lost one team out in this rondo match. And now we've got the fight going on to that southern side between Just for Fun and Equinox. Let's check in on Equinox. Let me check in on Rosemary, because Rosemary was called out in my YouTube chat. Master trying to get those shots right on down into the Just for Fun coming right up and in. And so now Siphon will be able to get his teammates picked back up way out of blue zone, though. So Just for Fun winning that. And we still have the fights. Let's go all the way over to the Fearless 4. The Fearless 4 right here on top of the Golden Fire. Oh, so the Golden Fire does get their teammates back in. Look, they are jumping on in. TK trying to get out of the spray from the different directions. The Fearless 4 coming right up behind him as he is taking the Fearless 4 back to back to his squad. Oh, not into the tree, TK. Fearless 4 right up on that ridge line. So now let's go ahead and throw that up there so you guys can check in on how he holds this push off. We still have a couple teams outside of the blue. Let me get off of him for just a minute. And the tire squish. The tire squish by Luxury. Let's see Slaughter watching the slaughter happen right on down below. Let me see what's going on with the Fearless 4. The Fearless 4, all 4 of them are coming up. They're just on this edge of blue, coming on in. And now, just for fun, into this fight right down below. So let's see what they are doing now as they are coming into that NABS factory test track area. Right on top of always. On top. Go back over to Kind, checking on what's going on with him. We got a Colt 24K, up to 3 eliminations over here. 4 always on top, and you can see that they're on top of Space Esports, and we still have Dark Alliance right on over here as well. We still have quite a spread on our map as well. We still have several teams outside in the blue. We've got the Golden Fire, Equinox, Team Control Star, and Region 8. They are all spread all over this map from the east, south, and west. No one coming in from that northern area. So now let me go ahead and put that map stream up there so you guys can get an idea where they're all coming in. But it does look like they are mostly coming into this area. You can see on the map that we've got a lot of clusters of teams coming in from this very eastern edge by the NABS factory. Let's check in on Chosen Player 3, our last match top fragger, coming right up and in underneath. We got Knox right there on top of that 5 stack. Let's see, can Chosen Player 3, can they get up to the top floor, get Knox taken out of the ATC, I can never remember, Air Traffic Control Center or whatever. Alright, so let me go ahead and scroll on in just a little bit. I think we have a little more space. And Knox holding them off as they're coming right up and in. Knox is able to get 2 of the knocks, but now Knox is still right up there, and there goes Knox. Knox taken out by player number 4. As number 4 is going to be able to pick up the other of his teammates. So now let's get on over to, let's see, let me go ahead and put that map stream back up there, give you guys an idea where everybody's coming in. Let's get on over to almost there. You can see right behind, almost there, the Fearless 4 coming right up behind him. Luxury getting the track killer, getting him down to about 30% health. So now let's see what is going on over here as Manu trying to get those angles up and maybe able to get Hawa picked back up as we got almost there. The Academy team straight across. The Academy team coming down and around. Let's see what's going on. We still, whoops, that's not who I meant to click on. Let's go on over. Let's try this one. And we did lose track risk, but we got tracks 3 and 7. What? Alright guys, let me go ahead and scroll on in because now we are really starting to crush in onto the western side of the test track. We've got all this wide open space, and now Soren getting pushed up on by 2 different teams, 2 different directions. Let's check out what is happening as Corley and the rest of them. NV first. Let's see. MVC and Trippy coming right on down that edge. Ooh! And Trippy flicking over onto NV. And now we do have Collet and Canuck right on over here, trying to hold off the push as they're coming down off that edge. Trippy with those crazy flicks right on in onto Soren, and here they come right up and around. Canuck might be able to get this res off onto MV first, because we do have other teams trying to take those shots. You can see them right in that mini map up in the upper right hand corner. That is team almost there, team 18. So Canuck getting knocked from behind. So Collet was picked back up, trying to get those nades over onto Trippy. So now the ones, everyone taking on those ones. So let's see what Soren can do. So let me go ahead. Wow, we're in there. And Collet able to take down the track killers. They come right up and in. Track rushes down. Trippy going out now. Let's see who got Trippy. And our elimination feed has not caught up to this fight just yet. We got the fight with the Fearless 4 Luxury. Look at all these. So let's get on over here and see what's happening with Just for Fun. Just for Fun Trick. Ooh, Just for Fun down to Just Dark over here with Space Esports and the Fearless 4 trying to push right up and in. Let's check in on the Fearless 4. Fearless 4 are down to just Hawa trying to push right up and in. He's got player number 3 from the Chosen straight across. He was the last man stop. Krieger trying to get those shots over onto Dark, but I think he may be right there in the sight line of all these teams right in front of him. So now let's get on over to player number 3 as he's trying to hold off the push by Soren. Coming up out of that oh, I think Soren is just down to Canuck now, so he's still trying to push right up and in onto the north side of the Chosen, on this north side of the test track. So let's go. Looks like we lost the golden fire out to Region 8 as the rest of these teams are still trying to push right up into the zone. And there he goes out to that nade, and let's see, we still have not caught up. There it is, player number 2 getting that knock. So now let's check in on Team Control Star. Team Control Star trying to get into zone, but getting gate kept by Region 8. Region 8 straight across, not too far away from Nexus Alliance as well. They are all right in there, and if you look up in the mini-map, you can see a little bit from Almost There is right up there as well. So right on the edge of zone. Let me go ahead and put the map screen up there, give you guys another idea of where your teams may be. It might be the last time for this, because we are now in stage 5 and we are starting to crush these teams right in on top of each other. It does look like Region 8 is coming up and around onto Team Control Star. So let's see, what is Xian doing? Oh, it looks like they may be all getting ready to push right up and in onto Cloudy. Let's go over and check in on Cloudy as they are coming right up and in. Cloudy in the vehicle, and he hops right on out. Woo! The flicks from Cloudy. Cloudy just trying to get the knocks over onto him as they're coming right up and in. Look at this guy, Trubak, up to 13. 13 eliminations in this Rondo match. He is definitely going to be tonight's MVP. So now let's see, they are still all trying to get into the zone. No one really into zone, but player 3 across the way is on the opposite side of the zone. They are all working to get in there. We are down to the top 4 teams. We still have Almost There, Nexus Alliance, the Chosen, and Region 8 player number 3 trying to hold off this ridge line. And Region 8 is also coming up and in. So let's see. And it looks like he goes down to Region 8. So now Trueback. Ooh, Trueback down to 1 HP. And here comes the oh, the Doritos from the sky. The emergency cover coming right up and in on top of them. Let's check in on True Nash as the Chosen are coming up onto Region 8. Let's check in on what's going on as we're down to the top 3 teams. We do have Cloudy right over on that western edge. Almost there. Almost there. Wiz going on down. Let's see what's going on with Nine. Carnage trying to get those reses off. We did lose Riz. We are up to 12 eliminations for almost there. But look at this guy over here. We have 20 eliminations for Region 8. And now, let's see. We got the divots from the train. Woohoo! Came right up and in, right in front of him. Cloudy is the last one still standing for Region 8, but he is out in the blue. Look at his health. He's not going to be able to heal up, and there goes Region 8 and the match at the same time. Coming in first, the Chosen with 9 eliminations. Coming in second, Region 8. But look at this. We have 21 eliminations, 10 placements, 31 points for Region 8 just from this rondo match. Almost there, coming in third with 12 eliminations. GG top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6, 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, and 16. Going out, playing for Region 8, Truepack, 13 eliminations. We had 1,080 damage. So we'll be jumping with Truepack when we come right back for match number 4 of the Winter NABS number 1 for Region 8. Be right back. They're coming up onto Jax and Slaughter. Let's see. Royals of War push further deeper into the zone, but they are still... Oh, one of them, David, knocked again. David not having much luck with the gear category today. So now, almost there. Wiz is anchored in zone. The rest of his team will need to come around, but he already knows where the solo is. And look at that. We do have Knight pushing up and in, and they are not pushing as a solo against the solo, but they do want it out of this main shack. Oh, 2 of them. So now we're down to Gutsy God and Wiz. Wiz is up in this compound, so it's up to Gutsy God, and here comes Inco Gaming. Inco Gaming coming up right behind Gutsy God to get into this third party. Gutsy God may not be able to get his teammates picked back up because we do have a full 4-man team of Inco Gaming. We do have one on the off angle down at that south side. So now let's see if Gutsy God, oh, that nade, oh, that nade by McGrellin. McGrellin just took out 2 of them from almost there, leaving the loot to Gutsy God. Gutsy God may be able to rotate out of there, but he does have to get away from McGrellin. You already know that McGrellin is not gonna leave a soldier behind. So now he is, oh yes, he is paying attention to where Gutsy God is. And does he have any more? He has one final nade. Almost there, Wiz. Wiz is also here. He is way across that way, but he doesn't have an angle onto this top side. And here comes the nade. What a nade by McGrellin. He knew that Gutsy God was in that nade shack, and look at that. He'd heard all that from almost there, so he knows where the last solo is. He's assuming the last solo. Alright, so now let's go ahead and lie down in a little bit. And the Royals of War, David David. He is the sole survivor, and he is facing off over here against the wolves. He is trying to stop the wolves from taking the rest of his helmet off. He no longer has a vest in this match. So now we are down to the top 6 teams, and we still have, it does look like the wolves are starting to close up and around David. I do see Baton. Baton is right there. Wancho on that outside. So now David also has the teams coming in from the north and the west as well. So now let's see, what is Wiz doing? Wiz also a target. He is known by Inko to be over in this as a solo. Inko's still moving down and around. I don't think Inko is too worried about that at the moment. So right now, I think the most teams are just paying attention, trying to make sure that their position is clear. We've got several splits that are interesting to see where they're anchoring into the next zone, trying to decide where it might be. Wiz keeping his head down, his level 1 vest and level 2 helmet, not the greatest of shape. All right, so he does see, look at this, he does see them right across the way, and they know where he is, and they both have lost zone. So now we'll have to see if Inko pushes up into almost there. Wiz, he is a solo. I don't see a vehicle over here. Wiz knows that all the way around him there are several teams already in this. So let's see. Let's get on over here to Law. See what kind of mischief Law is in it. Do you think he's paying attention to wolves, watching for wolves to be knocked or get a knock so that they know which teams are where in this zone? And it does look like Influence Rage they are pulling their teammates back up and in, and we do have the Golden Fire coming in from that north side. So let's see if we can see what the Golden Fire has to do, and it's not letting me do that. So let's get on over here. Looks like we're doing, oh, Wiz has moved out. Wiz has pushed right up and in. So now Wiz in a solo shack over here with the solo from the Royals of War. So we have two solos. Here comes the nade by Wiz and the nades by David. Neither one of them doing any damage. We are both in the sights of the wolves and Inko Gaming. We also have the Golden Fire from the north side also trying to get into this 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th party of the solo versus solo. One of them from Inko does go down, and David still throwing those nades over here at Wiz. And now let's see if David down to about 20 HP. Wiz watching as Inko is coming right up behind him, and the rest of it looks like one of them from the wolves has been knocked. So now let's get over to the wolves and see what's happening in center zone, because once again Wolves Esports has gotten center zone. You can see all the way around groups. We do have the Golden Fire to the north side. We've got Influence Rage to the south, Inko to the southwest, and the 2 duos. We still have 60. Oh, Coops over onto Jax from the Golden Fire. So now I think the rest of the Golden Fire, there goes Static. So now let's see what is going on with Dom. Dom, the sole survivor from the Golden Fire, trying to hold off the push by the wolves. Also trying to smoke out his teammate. I do not think he has time or the ability to get his teammate picked back up, because wolves has turned their position. So they are now watching as the rest of the, there's a nade. Oh, the nade. Baton has not given up on this duel. Here comes another nade up and over, but Dom has been able to get Jax picked back up. Static is still right down below, and here comes Influence Rage right up and around that edge, and there they go. We are down now to our top 5 teams, and here we go. Hello everyone and welcome back to match number 4 of 5 for the NABS Winter number 1 $100 Sunday Night Finals. So let's get on into this match, and this time we are going to be jumping with Region 8 Tupac 13 eliminations, 1,080 damage. So you can see we still have someone in slot number 1. Everybody else is in their slots ready to go. So let me go ahead and show you the scores, since they're not being nice to me and showing them over in the Discord, but there you go, just for fun. And I'm not even sure which match this is. I think this was going, it looks like it's going into Rondo or Sayonhak. Just for fun, 29 total points, almost there, 25, and Nexus Alliance 22, The Chosen 21, but as you saw, it was a 30 bomb for Region 8, so they should be up in the 40s at this point. I think it was 31, so it should be 45 if I'm doing my math right, but I don't know what happened with the rest of them. But let's get on into our Miramar match this time up with Region 8 Trupac. Got a bit of a sore throat tonight, guys. Trying to work on through it. There we go. And let me find him on this one. And there he is, all the way down here. There's your last match top fragger. Let me get that screen up there. There we go. And here we go, off into match number 4 of 5. If you have a team that you would like, oh, look at Region 8. They're all AFK. There they go. They came back on in. I was like, no, here we go. So we're coming in from the southern farms of Las Leon, headed up and through Leones, going through the graveyard, San Martin. Water treatment to the east, La Cabarilla to the west, and dumping off just to the north side of the Oasis. And already Region 8 off the plane. It does look like they're off the plane by themselves. I don't see anybody else in that mini map. I do see another team not too far away. I believe it's the Finest. Yes, it is. The Finest headed over to that Puerto Paricio area. Almost there. Nexus Alliance headed back over to the Impala garage area. We'll see if we got another fight. Looks like Nexus Alliance might be going down to Leones. It looks like they turned around and went the other way. But we do have almost there Team Control Star headed over towards the Impala area just for fun. And Equinox headed over towards Picado. I see almost there the Academy over with, I believe that is Dark Alliance. Yes, it is headed over towards that truck stop area. So keep an eye on that. Ooh, they're trying to get on out of there. I heard some shots coming in from that. Oh, we're going to go ahead and zoom across. Just we are after only finding a motorcycle. And so now let's, as soon as our first zone pops, I'll go ahead and get in onto one of these teams and start. There it is. So we do have a pretty central zone, just shifted a little bit to the west, but it's very central, guys. All right, what are you guys doing? Bunch of clowns, I tell ya, bunch of clowns. Let's head on over to that Leones area, see what's happening. Player 1 down to about 5 HP, but they're right over here with the Golden Eagles. So the Golden Fire. Sorry guys, sorry, Golden Fire. Look at that. Did you see that? Our last match top fragger blowing himself up somehow or another. Let's check in on player 3 because we do have the Golden Fire coming right up and in, and a Dom already getting one of those eliminations. All 4 of them from the Golden Fire still up and in this. Let's see what's going on with the rest of them. Does look like they are still pretty close, but look at this. He is getting sandwiched. If you look up in that upper right-hand corner for that mini-map, you can see he's getting sandwiched between the Golden Fire. Let's go. Let's see what else is happening. We do have that fight down in Bigado. Let's check in on Bigado. See what's happening between Equinox. Ooh, just when I got over here, Dark was able to get that knock. Let's see where's Dark as he is pushing right. Ooh, Dark down to about 2 HP as he's trying to come up on the siphon in the casino. But he does have someone right at his back, and let's see who is that over here. Looks like Rosemary on this angle straight across on this western edge of Bigado over in the houses. But we got Wang up top, so let's check in on what Wang is doing. Wang on that overhead. Let's see, Golden Fire in chosen player 3. We just left that fight down in Leones and player 3 with the headshot. So now let's go. Let's see what I don't know if Naturals is gonna be able to make it across. Player 1 going out, so we do have 1 player remaining for the chosen right on. Oop. Right when I did that Golden Eagle or Golden Fire taking over Leones. So let's see. Didn't get into the rest of that fight, but we do have. They saw you, Dark. They saw you. So let's see. Is Siphon getting picked back up? No, he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna bleed on out. So now the Equinox are down to just Rosemary and Master right over here in the red apartments, and Rosemary was on that western edge, still over on this western edge, trying to get those angles up onto Just for Fun. Trick is coming up right on behind him, so let's go ahead. Now that I have just a moment, let me go ahead and put that map up there so you can check in on your team. So we still have 15 teams in this. We know that the Chosen went out down in Leones against the Golden Fire. So let's go. Let's see. This duo is getting pinched between all the players from Just for Fun. It does look like Just for Fun is starting to move on up. Trick, paying attention. Look at that right there in front of Trick. Ooh. And Rosemary taking down and out. So Masta, the last one's still standing. Now all of them are getting ready to push right up and in on top of him. So here they come. He has that nade out and ready, trying to hold off the push as they are coming up these stairs right on top of him. So let's see if he can. He's just holding his time onto that, and there goes Rosemary, finished off by Trick. And the nade's not getting any damage down onto Just for Fun. He's still trying to get those bank shots down the stairs. And now here comes all of them for Just for Fun. Master trying to get those, trying to get that. Oh! Oh! Dark coming right up and in. Master with that DBS is able to take him out as he comes right up and across. So now they are still pushing up. But they know that he's got that DBS and they're giving him a little bit extra. Little bit of extra space, and he's down to about half health. Another DBS coming right up behind him. The S12s, the pump shotties, all the shotguns coming up and in. Woo! But Wang with the pump shotty. Trick up to 2 eliminations. Wang with an eliminations and Dark with an elimination. Let me go ahead and put that map stream up there for you guys. Dark trying to get on down, trying to get, he has 2 band-aids to his name. level 1 everything. But this should give them plenty of time to go ahead and loot on up because Picado is center zone. So I think that gives you a little better idea of what's going on. I'm going to go ahead over to that graveyard area because I see several teams starting to close on in over here. Let's see what's going on. We've got the Silver Spurs over here and the Finest in that fight. So let's get on up over here. It looks like the Silver Spurs are in a pretty long distance battle, but we've got 4 teams over here. Let's see what's going on with Kine trying to get those shots right up and over, but we have 4 teams right on here down in this graveyard area. So now let's get on over, see what's going on. Let's check in on Potato. Oh, you think you're gonna get it all the way over there, Potato? Let's check in on what's happening. Do you guys even know you got the explosive bow coming at you, Potato? I think you need a little extra range on that. So let's go. Let's see what else is happening. Let's head on over to Team 4. Always on top as they're coming right up and over towards almost there. You can see Nen over there. Look at this as they're coming right up and around deep, getting on out, trying to get those shots over down and getting that nade primed and ready in that dip right in front of them. Oh, they came right up and around the other side. Colt 24K getting sprayed from every direction, and now we are down to just Spidey, down to 1 HP. Kine trying to get out of the spray by almost there, and Just for Fun are also coming up that ridge line. So now it looks like Kine's going to try to get on up, and now he is the last one still standing. 4 always on top. He's going to jump right up and over and right into that spray by Nen. He's down to about 5 HP. He might be able to get Spidey picked back up, but they are still trying to spray him. It looks like Deep might be able to crawl over this ridgeline, but Just for Fun are coming. So now let's see what else is going on with Nen. 9 trying to come up, and all of Just for Fun right on down below him, kind of almost there. Gonna go ahead and pull away from that fight because Just for Fun still just spraying right up onto that, trying to get some of that third party action up that ridge line. So now let me see what else is going on. We do have the Nexus Alliance not too far away from the Finest in that center zone area. We do have Region 8 coming out of the Partona. We still have the Fearless 4 up in El Pozo, and Soren coming on down from that northern edge. But I'm going to come back over to the almost there Academy coming back up, and always on top, trying to get those shots up. And one of them is taking down Spidey up to 2 eliminations. Let's check in on what Deep and Kind are doing as they're coming up along this ridge line. Kind trying to, coming right up and over this backside. But look at this, we also have the Silver Spurs coming up from that eastern edge line as well. They are right on that other side. And they're all right there. Are they all in that shack? Let me check in on what is going on right on over here. Looks like they're on that backside. Trippy over on the other side. And the Silver Spurs are still pushing up and in. Let's go back over here and see what we can see from this side. You can see that almost there. Academy are trying to push up on the Kind trying to get some of those angles, and now here comes Team Control Star. Kind getting some shots over and almost there Academy as they come up and along that ridge line. Alright, while we watch this, let me go ahead and scroll on in. Get our map a little more centered. The spray Right down the hill by Kind, trying to get... Oh, there he goes. So now, Kind getting an elimination, but Team Control Star now coming up right behind him. We still lost Colt over here, but always on top. Are still a trio in this area. So now, let's see. We are still in zone as well. Let me go ahead and put that map stream update. You guys can check in on your teams. We've only lost one other team, so we still have 14 teams in this, and you can tell right on over in this northeast side that we still have all these teams coming in. Almost there. The Academy, Silver Spurs, always on top, and Team Control Star right up in that ridge. Let's go. Let's see what else is happening. Let's go over here to the Fearless Four. The Fearless Four are right over here next to Soren. So they are right here together. Let's see if they find each other. You can see that Soren is right here on the mini map as Drizzy is driving on off. Let's see, it's Kanak over on this side, up on this ridge line. So you might see Drizzy right on down below as Drizzy rotates over towards the gas station. You can also see the drop off in the distance, so we might be headed down towards this area. Space, oh, Space Esports finding always on top. So we'll go back on over to that fight. Let's see what's going on. They are way over on this ridge line. Let's check in on always on our Space and see what's happening in Space. We did lose another one on the always on top. So let's see what's going on. I think it was Spidey. Yes, it was. Spidey was found. So they're gonna go ahead and rotate on out of there. And look at this chaos over here with the Nexus Alliance. They are all right here in the Longhouse Barn area. Dude, we have 4 or 5 teams right on over here. The Nexus Alliance coming right up and in onto the Fearless Four, the finest, and we also have just for fun Fearless Four, Howa trying to get that nade right up and in, and we're not catching up. There we go, Howa on to Winter, our first match top fragger. And look at your mini map. We have just for fun coming up and around. We also have Team 7 not too far away. Nexus Alliance down to just a solo across the street trying to keep his back clear. But now it's just for fun versus the Fearless Four. There we go. The mama did not want to come out of my mouth. Alright, so now let's see what's going on with Trick, and they are all coming right up along this ridgeline. But let's not forget, Nexus Alliance is straight across that, and the Fearless Four is able to find one right over here onto Asville. I don't know what that is, so let me check in on what is happening. Shishi Manu up on this rooftop trying to get those shots right on down onto Trick, but Nexus Alliance from across the street able to find Shishi Manu from on top of that. Nexus Alliance across the street helping just for fun, able to get the rotations. And let's see, is Trick still alive? Yes, Trick is still alive, able to get his teammate picked back up. But now they know that Nexus Alliance is across the street, also third partying this fight. So now let's go, guys. Let's see what's gonna happen now. It looks like just for fun gonna go ahead and move on out. We still have Nexus Alliance across the street, and we are still going over towards the Ladrilla area. So a little bit of Chumacera just to the south of the power grid. I'll go ahead and put this up while we have a quiet moment on the elimination feed. So let's see, it looks like we got a fight up in that northern area, Space Esports. And let's check it on Einstein. Lelandstein is Epstein, guys. Epstein. Read it right for a change. Alright, we've got Epstein and Leo for Space Esports still coming up and wrapping around. And they are coming into this fight between the Fearless Four and Just for Fun. It looks like they were trying to come in for that third party. Just coming in a little bit late. And look at that yo-yo zone. We sprung all the way to the north as all of these players were headed to that south side of Chumacera. We've got the Golden Fire right on down there with Team Control Star, Region 8, Dark Alliance. They're all way down at that southern side. Let's get on over here and find out what is going on with Region 8. The last match top fragger right here. Still yet to get an elimination. Let's check in on what is happening over here with the Golden Fire, though. Golden Fire straight across trying to... Ooh, down! With that spray out onto Region 8. And we still see that there's another team in Chumacera as well. That was Team 18 almost there, so let's go. It looks like he's gonna be able to maybe, oh, that nade was cooked a little too long to get that elimination, but let's see if we can get what else is going on. I think we're gonna be able to get that pick back up. Dom is up to 4 eliminations, but they do need to get out of there, and Dom getting out of there just in time. He's down to about half health and gets sprayed out by Region 8. Cloudy from that top of the hill. But Cloudy is not going to be able to get that elimination. He's going to be able to get Dom picked back up. And now it looks like Cloudy trying to get on out of that. But look at that. He got out of there just in time. Because we did have another one coming right up and in onto him. Let's see who it was. It was Slaughter. Slaughter coming up along this ridgeline, trying to get the angles onto Region 8 to get him off of his team. While they did go ahead and get their team, all 4 of them back up and in the Golden Fire, headed to zone now. So let me go ahead and put that map screen up there so you guys get an idea of where your teams are. We still have 12 teams in this, so let's get on over to Wagon, because Wagon does have a lot of teams coming right up behind him. And look at this, he is right on the edge of zone. He's got all the Golden Fire coming right up and on top of him, and Dom does get knocked, and then now Slaughter trying to come right up and over. Slaughter going down to Wagon, but Wagon going down to Wayne from Just for Fun. And now let's see what's going on over here. Knox trying to get some of those eliminations on the Golden Fire. So the Golden Fire are getting knocked from across the way, but Just for Fun trying to get Knox. And we also have Region 8 coming right across the street as well. So now Just for Fun trying to come up, trying to get those angles onto Region 8. And there goes the Golden Fire. And oop, Trick getting knocked over here. Trick should be able to get picked back up if he gets put into a vehicle fast enough. And we still have the Dark Alliance across from Region 8. Region 8 trying to come on into zone. Let's see what's going on as they come right up and in on it. Just for Fun. Dark right there in front of them, and they are still getting shot at by, there goes Knox getting taken down and out, but there goes Tupac, and now Little is up to 6 elimination for Region 8 coming right up along. There's Dark right on that ridge line. Can Dark see him in time to get that knock over onto him to try to get Region 8 from getting those reses off? Dark still on this push right up and in. Oh, he sees him a little late, and he goes down just as he sees him just on that ridge line through the smoke. And now, look at this. We got a Winchester in play. He's trying to get through the smoke. And now, let's go. He's down to 1 HP. Goes out to the zone. And I think he's going to be able to get taken out by this Winchester. Cloudy is the last one still standing. Let's get on over to Cloudy. See if Cloudy can get into this zone. Yes, he's going to be able to get healed back up. But look at this. Cloudy has 2 teams to come on into. He's got not only the Fearless 4, but the zone. The top fragger of every match. And we're down to the top 5 teams. We still have the Fearless 4 right in center zone. And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and put that map screen back up there and scroll on in so we can all see this a little better. See what's going on. There we go. And can I get a better sky view of where everyone is? You can see Soren across the way, almost there, not too far away as well. And the top 4 teams, so not quite the zone yet where you guys can see better, but we do have 4 teams in this. Let's see what's going on. Who is the top fragger at the moment? It is Manu for the Fearless 4. They are in zone. You can see that up in the upper right hand corner of your mini map. You can see that they are the only team in zone. We've got Just for Fun also right down there in a fight. Let's get on down to Just for Fun because he does have another. He's got almost there. 999 coming right up behind him. Look at this. Oh, he popped up just a little late. I think he saw him just a minute too late. So now here they come right up and over. So they're the Manu from above is able to get another knock onto Soren on that rotation as he came right up that hill outside his zone. And so now we are down to the top 3 teams. We still have Almost There and Soren in this. Almost There coming in and across. We might be able to get a better sky view now of what is going on. No team is really in zone. The street right here in front of you is right on that edge. So the tree right below is pretty much center zone. We do have the 3 teams trying to get on in. I'll go ahead and put that up on the iPad, give you a better idea just how far apart they are. They are on top of each other, but they've got a lot of ridge lines to play with. You can see that we've got Soren's trying to smoke across the street, trying to get a little closer, and I feel like Manu might have his back open over here to Soren as they are coming in and across this ridge. So what else is happening? It looks like 999 is gonna go ahead and let this all take place and let them fight it out, and then he'll take on the fight between the Fearless 4 and Soren. Let me try to get a little better angle so you guys get a better idea of where everyone is. You can see that 999 is getting pushed in from that blue wave, and that blue wave right on in. Look at that. Manu just getting that sight line over onto him, but Manu now getting found by Soren as Soren is coming in and across the street. He's able to get the knock on the one. Hawa able to get a knock onto the other one. So now it is just Nan coming up against all of them from the Fearless 4. So now then, just like that, he goes out, denying that point. The Fearless 4 coming in first with 7 eliminations. Coming in second, Almost There with 2 eliminations. And Soren coming in third with 6 eliminations. GG top 3. Here are the rest of your scores: 4 through 6. 7 through 9, 10 through 12, 13 through 15, and 16. going all out. Playing for Region 8 one more time. 7 eliminations, 395 damage. That is the king of third party right there. And with that, I will be right back. Let's see what the computer thinks our statistics are for these players. And now, let's go. We still have this fight between Influence Rage now pushing right up and in. Let's check it out. What better? Also, Inco Gaming straight across. Diego does get knocked. Let's see what's going on with Laws. His Laws is still right up under the compound where Coops is in the longhouse. We still have five teams in this very small play zone, and it's very quiet. Most of these players, even Law, no longer have any nades, any smokes. He is completely out of any throwables and has all 4 of them from Inco Gaming across from him. The 2 duos, Wiz and David, are still over in this 1v1 trying to survive just a little longer. David with another nade, trying to get the nade over onto Wiz, but these nades are not connecting, and here he comes on his push out and around, but Wiz gets found by Inco Vitale, and we are down to the top 4. David from the Royals of War still in this, so now let's see. Let's check in on Inco Gaming. Is Inco Gaming Vitale still pushing up and in, still looking across the way. David creeping along in that smoke, trying to get in a little closer to zone, but you can see that David way up in this mini map does have the hardest run. Look at that, he jumps right up into Vitale, right into his 3-time scope. And now here comes the push from the rest of the teams. Wolf are down to just Coops. He has Inco Gaming on one side, Influence Rage on the other side. Alright, let's see if we can go up and see what is happening here. Here comes the push by all these teams up and around. We do have all these teams pushing into the zone, and I don't see where Influence Rage went. Hey, what? Where is Influence Rage? Let's check in on Influence Rage. Where are we? We're down over here. I don't know what happened to that, but we lost Influence Rage for a moment. Inco Gaming coming in for the second time. Let me go ahead and take the overlay off just for a second so that you guys can see where all your teams are going to the east. But right now we have three teams over here. It does look like almost there. The Golden Eagles are coming into this overlook area. So let's go ahead and get that back up there. We do have Wolf trying to... Wolf going down to the machete. And so now let's see what's going on with Wiz and 90. 90 does pick up a UMP, but we got the Golden Eagles now. The Golden Eagles did get an elimination star. Did pick up that M16, but down to just 15. And so now let me get over to Fear with the revolver, trying to get the knocked bow. Has been knocked. Oh, star! Right when I get off of him, he does get that knock with the M16, but now almost there. Gutsy God is trying to get picked back up, and so here they come out and around. Fear does get the knock, and so now it almost there down to, I think that is it. The trio will remain a trio, but Star does pick up 3 eliminations on all of that. So now let's get on down to Painan. Painan, we also have Team Liquid. Team Liquid right over here with the Golden Fire. You can see the Golden Fire, and Team Liquid is already starting to do this pinch play. We have Chief coming in from from that back side. I'm not sure where Chief landed at that point. It does look like he's looking for maybe a vehicle, but Ayala and Chief all the way around to this side where we've got the golden fire. They are all over on this eastern edge, northeast or southeast side of Painan. It does look like Jox is across the way. Let's see what's going on. No, Jox is even on this side. So let's go check out the rest of the map. Make sure we're not missing anything. We do have Influence Rage right here in Boot Camp. Paradise is empty. We've got Inkle Gaming back-to-back winners of tonight over at the Ruins. We've got Dauntless all along this Camp Alpha area. And now the Royal... Oh, Klaus. Klaus is right over here on top of all four of them from the Royals of War. They are all right down below them. So now, let's see... Ooh, the wolves. The wolves are coming right up and in onto... Let's see what's going on over here with the wolves. And there goes Isengard. Oh, he just gets taken right on out of there. But we still have Klaus right up over here. Klaus, let's check in on Klaus. Is here they come. The Royals of War. Klaus with the DPS and a 1. Oh, Klaus going down to Victax. Victax with the S12. And so now Crash will be able to get picked back up. So now we do have Shu Young coming up and around, and the rest of Dauntless. I'm not sure if we're gonna have a look at this. Inko are back-to-back winners, and now in this fight, Shu Young trying to come up, does get the knock over onto David, and now Victax is the last one still standing over here. Victax, no, we do have. Oh, there goes the Royals of War down to just a solo. It is 19. 19 does have this S12, and now we do have the fight between the Wolves and... Hello everyone, and welcome back. We are headed into match 5 of the Winter NABS number 1. This is the Sunday night finals, the $100 finals, and we have this final match. How's that? Final. I don't have any scores, guys, but I do have a last match top fragger playing for Region 8. We got Little for 7 eliminations, 395 damage. I'm calling him the king of third party tonight. As you can see, we have not started the match just yet, but we do have all teams accounted for. We do have 1 duo and 2 trios, but we are getting ready to go into tonight's final Aaron Gell match. So, whew, there it is. 15 seconds before we start. If you guys have a team you want to check in on, let me know. If I see the scores pop up, I will pop them up onto the screen for us all to take a look. And here we go. Let me find Region 8 Lil. And let's go. Maybe not. Come on. We can load in. There we go. Alright, let me get that up there. Region 8, I think they were... Where were they? Did I just scroll right on past them? You know, I probably did. Oh, there he is. Alright, there you go. On that screen. I knew they were down towards towards this area. There he is right there. Team 16. I thought it was 18. But 18 is almost there. Alright, let me go ahead and put that map screen up there so we can all figure out where we are going. We only have 553 seconds before the start of tonight's final match. Oh, these esports rooms with all these seconds. Hopefully we'll be clicking on down to the final few seconds. There we go, 15 seconds before tonight's final flight path. And here it is, our final flight path up tonight. We're coming in over that shooting range, almost tonight's first match, but the opposite direction. So we're going from north to south this time, over the shooting range ruins area, just skimming that western edge of Pachinki and the western edge of the military base island. We are jumping with Region 8, tonight's hosts, and we're headed down with a whole lot of teams to Severny. I see Soren, I see Region 8, and there goes the Fearless Four. So Severny, gonna be hot. You know, I see Team Control Star as well. Look at your mini map up in the upper right hand corner. Let me go ahead and put this on there so you guys get a full screen of what is happening. So they are all landing on top of each other because of course they are. This is Severny. It is not capable of handling 5 different teams. So we do have Team Control, the Fearless Four, Soren, Region 8, and the Finest. They are all right on over there. Team Control Star. Look at this. We got Xian up to 2 elimination. And Star coming right up and through with this. Pump Shotty also getting 2 eliminations. Starting to clear out some of these teams over here in Severny. You can see that we still have a couple of them right on top of each other. We've got the Fearless Four also across the way. Soren all the way across the street. They're on the opposite side of all this chaos. So we've got CC, Manu, and how you doing? They're right here. CC, Manu, right on top. Ooh, that sticky bomb going right off in front of them in our first zone. All the way over on the eastern edge. We do have a little bit of military base, but not too much. It does look like we also have 3 teams down in Pachinki as well. So we've got Nexus Alliance, Space Esports, and the Dark Alliance down in Pachinki. So we'll keep an eye on that for just a minute. And Pachinki now getting some eliminations. Let me go ahead and see what we can see from the top. It looks like Space Esports getting pushed up on by the Nexus Alliance, and we've got the Dark Alliance coming up from that southern point as well. So let's see, my iPad not turning down. Nova going down from Nexus Alliance. Let's check in on Winter. We did get to see Winter with that 1v4 earlier in the East Raz area. So let's go ahead and scroll on up again, see what's going on. We got the Dark Alliance down in the point. Space Esports down to just a solo player. I only see the one solo player left, Leo, right across the way. And I think that might be it for Leo. Leo going out, but we do get Nexus Alliance. Nexus Alliance does get it knocked from, we got Wagon across the way, and Monkey on the off angle. Monkey starting to push up and in, and we also have Knox across the way as well. So let's see what's going on up here in Severny, because Severny also in a lot of chaos. And it does look like Xian is up to 4 eliminations. He's the top fragger over here at the moment. We still have Soren and the Finest over here. You can see that the Finest is up here in that north side. Does look like the Finest is getting pulled up on by Soren from across the street. All 4 of them from Soren are starting to push in. You can see that a duo has come across. in. Let's see who the duo are. No, we're all the way across. Let's check in on Collet. Collet up on the top. So it must be NV first. NV first, yes, right across from the finest. And so let's see what's going on. It looks like Nexus Alliance still getting pushed up on by the Dark Alliance. Dark Monkey might be facing off against 3 of them from Nexus Alliance. Winter trying to keep the push from a Wagon and Nox coming across the street. Let's see what's happening right here. It looks like they're trying to push up onto Jerry. Jerry, he can see you. Ooh, Jerry down to 1 HP, and now we are down. Let's see, Jerry down to 1 HP right on over here. He's gonna be able to get that heal off. Bad fella trying to chase him on up and through. There's 2 of them coming right up and in. Look at this, trying to get those shots off. And so now we are down to Soren versus Team Control Star. Team Control Star up. It looks like they wrapped around trying to come at him. And so now it looks like Dark Alliance did lose the Monkey, and we are down to just a duo for Dark Alliance. We still have Nox over in the Granny's house. Nox. Oh, we got Equinox coming in from that north side now. It looks like Nox is going to go ahead and move on out. He's going to go ahead and sacrifice. No, he's going to try to get around to Wagon, but I feel like Naturals may be able to get those angles over onto Nox. Can you see Nox coming up and around? And he's going to get those shots. Look at that! Right when we switched on over. But we still have the fight going on between Equinox and the Nexus Alliance now. So let's go. Let's see what's going on. Team Control Star coming out. Look at this. They're coming out of Severny with 10 eliminations. And it seems like 66666 is going to go ahead and celebrate that. And I don't blame him. Let's go ahead and see what else is happening. Alright guys, see what else is happening over in all this chaos across the way. So we've got Just for Fun coming up along this eastern edge of the prison, and I do see that there's a team down in prison. It might be the Silver Spurs right on down in that prison area. I see Kevin down in there. I'm not sure if the rest of them are around anywhere. Let me check in on Kevin and see what's happening. Yeah, Kevin does have his team somewhere on this map, but he does have Just for Fun that are coming up and around on the other side of them. We've got all sorts of chaos still going on right across on the Pachinki Hills. We're coming up on the ABCD Hills. We've got the Golden Fire right over here with almost there. Carnage trying to get those angles over onto Dom. Dom right in his 3 times scope. So let's see what else is happening. The rest of these teams, except for Team Control Star, they are in zone. We are already down to 9 teams in tonight's final match of Finals number 1. Carnage trying to get that initial knock over onto the Golden Fire. So we also have Equinox. I see Rosemary off in the distance. Slaughter coming up and around trying to back up. Dom is there trying to take those shots, and look at this. Going out into that blue, and Slaughter just getting eyeballs over onto him. And here comes Equinox. You can see Rosemary and Masta both coming right up and in. Let's see what Rosemary is doing from the back, trying to get those shots down onto almost there. Just getting out of that just in time. And Equinox up to 6 eliminations already. So now let's see. They all have to move because the ABCD hills are out of zone and they are all rotating down and through. We've got the golden fire with almost there right behind him, and Equinox coming out of that Pachinki area. Everybody else is pretty much in the zone. Even Team Control Star coming in from that north side. So let me go ahead and put that map screen back up there, give you guys an idea where your teams might be, because we're down to tonight's final 9 teams, and there it looks like a lot of these teams are over towards that Milta prison area, but we still have the 3 teams over here. Got a couple of teams coming in from that north side as well, but let's head on over to that eastern edge and find out what's happening as they are all coming right up and in. Let's check in on, ooh, it looks like we lost 2 of them from Region 8, the last match, Top Fragger, and one of them that have been eliminated already. So let's see what's going on. That might have been from Chosen up here on the hill, but you can remember that the Just for Fun came up and around that other side, and now we are in that fight again between the Golden Fire right on over here and Equinox. I just saw Equinox getting some of those knocks, and now I see that Equinox is getting knocked over here. Oh, all of them going out. That nade was devastating, and there goes Rosemary. I think Rosemary was the last one to go out. And now the Golden Fire up to 4 eliminations coming out of all that chaos. So now let me go ahead and scroll on in. Let me put that map stream back up there for you guys, give you an idea where your teams are. We are down to the top 8 teams. We still have Just for Fun right on top of the Chosen. Across the street from Region 8, we do have the Silver Spurs over towards that Walmart compound, almost there, the Academy, just to the north of Walmart. Team Control Star coming in from Potato Hill and almost there, down in that farm area. There are tonight's final teams as they are all coming into that zone. So we'll stay here on this map for just a minute because there's not really anything happening, but I do see Team Control Star coming right on down in on top of the Golden Fire. So look at the 666 getting a little close. He does have the ghillie suit on, but when you're in a buggy, the ghillie suit's not gonna help out all that much. And now Xian in that passenger side coming up and in. So let's go ahead and get into this fight, see what's gonna happen. Looks like we're just trying to get the information on where the Golden Fire is, and I think he sees you, Dom. He does see you nice and clear. So now they're gonna come in right on top of where we just saw Dom on that outside. Xian trying to get the spray with the Bison Abalone, taking those shots, giving his position away. So now Xian keeping his head down, and so now let's check in on what is going on with Slaughter. Slaughter trying to hold off the push by Team Control Star and Xian. The only 2 I still see standing over here. Star trying to hold off the push is the duo from the Golden Fire coming up and around. He does find the feet of Dom, and now Star trying to get those shots right on through the window, and now Xian, the last one's still standing up here. So now he does get that res off onto 666. He's gonna get that. Ooh, I thought he was gonna get the elimination over onto the Golden Fire, and he jumps up and over the broken wall, and now oh, he's gonna get eliminated by the solo still standing for the Golden Fire. 666. It is a 1v1 across here, and the Golden Fire going out to Team Control Star, up to 13 eliminations. Team Control Star coming in hot off of that Saverny win. And now up to 3 more, 13 total. So now let's go ahead and zoom on in. You can see that we're centering around that Potato West Farm area, almost there in the fight with Just for Fun. Let's get on over here and find out what's happening at the Hilltop compound. As almost there, pushing right up and in onto Just for Fun. We got Trick and Wang right on downstairs. Final duo for Just for Fun. Trick just staying out of that Molly. Wang with that nade primed and ready over onto Almost There. Almost There is also getting shot from Almost There on top of that Potato Hill, and Region 8 also getting some of those third parties. Wang not too worried about throwing that nade right up and in, gets Almost There. Carnage with that nade, and there he goes, but Almost There still down here with all the chaos. Look at this, the Silver Spurs also coming in on that mini map up in your upper right.